Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between SOC versus FoCuS. Let's go ahead and follow the action here. SOC versus FoCuS. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. On the bottom left hand side of the map we have SOC spotting as the red human. Opening up with, well, your standard altar of kings, barracks, and of farm, going up against FoCuS, who has spawned, to no one's surprise, as the blue orc. Opening up with Altar of Storms. Looks like it may be, let's see the timing on that barracks, or if it is going to be a War Mill first, and then we'll see whether or not it is going to be a Farseer or Blade Master. I would be surprised if it was a Shadow Hunter at this point in the stage in the game, as things are already getting underway. Tauren Chieftain also very strong secondary support hero, but don't believe it will be the primary hero that we will see in this matchup. War Mill has been started here, barracks now getting started, farms being built. And well, build orders, sometimes I go over the build orders for you guys if you guys find it necessary. If you guys are looking for, well, more Warcraft 3 strategy, I do recommend you guys check out the replays in the description below. If you want to see specific timings when you build your Altar of Kings, when you build your farm, there's no point. Well, you can try to reinvent your build orders constantly, but at some point you do figure out that there is the standard build orders, and there's no shame in using those build orders, copying those down from the net and trying to execute them well. It is just a strategy, and execution of that strategy is just as important as the strategy you choose to use in battle. So good luck to all you Warcraft 3 players out there. If you don't play Warcraft 3 and just enjoy watching the games, well, thank you for sticking around. Farseer already out and about, summoning some spirit wolves and now making its way over here to the bottom left-hand side of the map. Archmage going to try to clear up this 5-4-4 creep camp, which will give level 2. Based on the timing here, Tuskar Trapper back there. There is Bloodlust on the Warrior, so that Warrior is dealing quite a bit of damage. Archmage finishes off one, going to go after the Ogre Magi now. Is going to take that down. Wand of Mana Stealing could be useful to try and deter any early harassment, as the Farseer, rather than harassing, opts to steal his opponent's creep camps. Opponent's creep camps now getting taken instead. And we'll see what item will be dropped there. There is a sentry ward. It will be easily placed down. Archmage already off to the north, perhaps looking to see if his opponent has tried to set up an expansion. Meanwhile, down here, Headhunters going after this creep camp here, and the Farseer now looking, trying to figure out where his opponent is. Headhunter now making its way off to the north. Will it spot the Footman? No, it does not. And the Archmage is now going to have some time to clear up some of his own his opponent's creep camps as well. Going after this 3-3-2 creep camp. Going straight after that null warding right there, making sure the null warding gets a purge onto some other unit. Meanwhile, Water Elemental absorbing a little bit of damage as those Headhunters are now making their way back. All right. Where are all of these units going to try and go? Farseer of FoCuS. Well, looking to clear up the remainder of this Ogre Warrior creep camp. Farseer looking to put some pressure down, perhaps try and take down this Water Elemental here. Nope, not going to be able to do that, as the Archmage still coming back around on the other side, still having 2 charges on that Rod of Necromancy. May try to go after the Voodoo Lounge as it is being constructed. 500 hit points falls very quickly when it does not have any armor type at all, taking full damage from absolutely everything. As we are looking at still the Water Elemental trying to make its way back here. Farseer does get up to level 2 as, well, SOC now retreating away with this Archmage. Maybe a certain person will see that and file a copyright for the certain strategy. I hope not. Sometimes I get copyright strikes on, or not technically a strike, just people claiming the music in my videos. And I'm just like, well, I guess I can turn off all music here. That way I don't get striked at all. Anyways, Footman now, well, simply retreating back over here to the bottom left-hand side of the map. Farseer looking to engage here. We are looking at some Spirit Wolves doing a bit of chasing. Sentry Ward now down. Meanwhile, Archmage off to the north getting poked by those Headhunters. iRainer, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in as we're looking at the Footman now chasing over here to the bottom left. 31/36 supply. Tech to tier 2 nearly done for Sock. Same thing for FoCuS. Except FoCuS is a little bit behind in terms of supply. Should quickly catch up. Perhaps get a Tauren Chieftain getting trained in here in just a moment as we look at Defend finally getting added in. Defend no longer reflecting damage nearly as often as it did in the past. For all you guys out there who remember Warcraft 3 before Blizzard rebalanced it, the Defend was actually much more powerful than what the description noted. So rather than update the description, they opted to change how Defend worked. And well, Defend not nearly as strong as it used to be. Not nearly as strong as it used to be. All right, Mass Footman now trying to retreat back here. Arcane Tower able to get a little bit of feedback damage here. Priest are trying to get trained up out of these Arcane Sanctums once they're constructed. But the Wolves have really made a mess inside this base here. All right, one Wolf is left behind. It's going to be able to continue, perhaps get a little bit more damage. No gets, I believe that was a resummon right there. Yeah, beautiful resummon timing from FoCuS. FoCuS is just playing his mind out right now. Meanwhile, Sock is on the other side of the map with a Panda who picks up a potion of greater mana. This might come as a big surprise as we're looking at Mass Footman with a Panda with AoE damage. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. There goes one Footman taken down already. Archmage sitting at level 2. Are we going to see some items being used here? Units are trying to retreat away as we're looking at a Water Elemental now being dropped to try and cast, well, try and slow some of those units down. Footman down to, well, nearly dead. One more shot or two more shots should do it. One more shot is the Archmage going to try and deny. There's a Drunken Haze. There's a little bit of damage. Farseer moving a little bit slower, but still going to be able to get that last shot off onto that Footman as that Footman tries to run around the corner and, well, still has line of sight. Not trees there, but some boxes. Well, actually he somehow got line of sight still. All right, line of sight there. Meanwhile, Panda sitting at level 2. Archmage trying to get in some pressure. There's some more Wolves, and really Sock not using that Wand of Mana Stealing as aggressively as I would have thought he would have early on to try and control the pet population or the wolf population in this fight. The Spirit Wolves have really been doing quite a number as we're looking at the Spirit Wolf now trying to do a little bit of retreating back here. All right. Well, are we going to get some heals? Yeah, I believe one Priest should be able to negate the damage from a single Wolf right there as we're looking at, well, more fighting getting underway. All right, Spirit Wolf down to 42, 26. One more shot from that Priest should do it. There it goes. Disappears, but does not give any additional levels. Now, Tauren Chieftain is out onto the battlefield, already sitting at level 2, looking to get to level 3, has a plethora of items from his shop, picking up a Ring of Protection +4, and now also a Scroll of Healing. All right, that Tauren Chieftain will be able to dive on in quite quickly here. Meanwhile, damage is already adding up. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. There's a Purge coming in from the Shaman as the units are now starting to move a little bit more slowly. Tauren Chieftain may try to throw down a Stomp here. Scroll of Speed now trying to go after the backline Priest as the Priests are now trying to get away. All right, Panda does not have enough mana to do anything here. A Priest is going to get taken down. There's a Purge onto another. 2 Priests taking down Militia are in this battle as the Farseer could end up getting caught between a bunch of rocks. All right, a constant misstep there. Meanwhile, a Stomp coming across as FoCuS is going to be able, yes, gets the Farseer Scroll of Town Portal off in time. And while a little bit more damage being done there, Sock actually taking quite a bit of damage and is now behind in terms of hero level. 2.9, 2.8 against Duel 2.7. Army size also belonging to FoCuS. FoCuS with a slight lead in this game. Now, the follow-up questions are going to be, if the Panda and the Archmage can get to level 3, what is that impact going to be? The next fight is going to be crucial as level 3 Tauren Chieftain, level 3 Farseer with those Wolves can really rack up much of that damage. Meanwhile, we are getting up a lot of Sorceresses on the battlefield here, but there are also a good number of Shaman, not only for purging down to remove the slow, but also removing the Water Elementals. Tauren Chieftain now gets an Ankh of Reincarnation. It automatically comes back to life with 500 hit points and the same amount of mana as when it died. Meanwhile, the Archmage and the Panda now with The Panda now with a large amount of items may try and go for perhaps just constant Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across that back line there. If the Panda is left unchecked, its damage does add up very quickly. Constant Breath of Fire and damage over time adds up very fast. We're looking at 47 supply compared to 46. How is this fight going to go? How is it going to define? And here we are. There's the engagement. Scroll of Speed, Sorceress, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units. There's a Stomp trying to get some of those priests out of position. Footmen do not have defend. Now continuing the fight here. Brewmaster going to use a Wand of Mana Stealing. Yes, gets the Wand of Mana Stealing off. And now perhaps this was the strategy to try and get it off against that Tauren Chieftain and reduce the amount of stomps that he's able to execute. Spellbreakers are starting to join in on the battle. Meanwhile, a Militia now getting called in. Panda could come back across, try to get another Breath of Fire across multiple units, and it looks like he's going to be doing exactly that. No, there's another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire right there. Tauren Chieftain now out of mana. Footman now going after the Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast is low on mana here. Panda still has a Potion of Greater Mana. Could use that pretty easily as a Spellbreaker now gets, discharge there. All right, more damage here. Chain Lightning bouncing around. There's a Breath of Fire taking down a Shaman as well. And this is a war of attrition, but FoCuS is really taking the lead here. 47 supply compared to 29. So much damage being done as the Tauren Chieftain now tries to retreat back. There goes a lone grunt here. There is a Raider. Slow on that Raider. This Raider will get taken down. 44 supply compared to 32 at the end of this battle. Sok with a slight gold advantage, but that's not going to account for very much at all, as units are now getting trained back here. 48 supply compared to 34. All right, once more, Sok trying to come in with an engagement. Does have large amounts of mana. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units. No more Arcane Vault being built here. Archmage trying to continue this pressure here. There goes another Raider. Archmage down to 147 hit points. Does force a Scroll of Town Portal. There's another Breath of Fire, but the Breath of Fire, even at level 2, just unable to keep up with the damage and the hit and run tactics of FoCuS and the Orc army. The stuns slowing down that entire back line, the ensnares, adding in more damage, as well as priest and sorceress, caster after caster constantly got taken out. All right, a little bit more damage here. Murloc will get finished up, but it looks like Sok is going to try and push forward once more, only to see FoCuS now with the economic advantage counter with a larger army. Hail and well met, champion of light. All right, well, hail and well met. Thank you. Thank you for stopping on by, saying hi, seeing how things are. As we're looking at the Archmage, Sorceress, Priest, Spellbreakers, Water Elementals, looking to line up that next battle. All right. All said and done, army sizes or hero levels are about the same. 3.9 and 3.8 compared to 3.9 and 4. That slight difference here. Scroll of Healing may be able to do a little bit of something. Also, we have Control Magic, and we also have Invisibility. So we have Ivory Towers, Control Magic, Invisibility. Sok is, trying to change things up with a new strategy, and the question is, will it work? There are a couple of Kodo Beasts in the back representing large amounts of damage. There's a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Great way to start a battle, as a large amount of mana a large amount of damage is already going to be dished straight out of the gates. Panda still with plenty of mana ready to go, trying to finish off some units. There it goes, some more damage. There's another Breath of Fire going across multiple units, with Scrolls of Healing will easily be able to counter that. Footman now having some difficult times. There's a Stomp onto the front line spot, choosing this narrow corridor to try and fight. Spellbreakers need to be in that front line spot. Kodo Beast trying to eat some meals, and yes, does in fact get a meal off onto a Spellbreaker there. Little bit of slow. Panda could be in a little bit of trouble, down to 830 hit points with nowhere easy to go. There's a Potion of Mana being used, and that's so much damage. Is the Grunt's going to start to finally fall, giving level 4 to that Archmage? It does. Level 4 now on that Archmage. Level 2 Brilliance Aura. Another Breath of Fire could take down multiple units right there. There it goes. Level 4 now on the Brewmaster, as 2 more Raiders are low as well. 46 supply compared to 52. The number of low hit point units, and this is just absolutely a bloody battle here. That narrow choke point for a little bit of time, giving human the advantage, as there was just simply too many Raiders to really try and fight and deal out damage. Raiders with that melee damage. There goes another Raider getting taken down, as the Tauren Chieftain now makes its way back over. All right, Tauren Chieftain trying to back up down to 100. Spellbreaker's looking to finish things off. Kodo Beast has something in its belly. Torn Chieftain going up against here, and we're going to see an Anka Reincarnation used once more. 500 additional hit points. Breath of Fire used right there to add in more damage on some more units as the Torn Chieftain gets back up again. Is going to try to land down a stomp. There is a Potion of Mana. No one, a mana stealing Archmage going to turn back around, put pressure onto that Torrent Chieftain. Spellbreakers are right there as the Priest need to do quite a bit of healing as well. Low hit point Priest should not be that forward in the battle, and Sok just constantly losing Priest after Priest in this game, not controlling his casters to be in that back line position. Another Breath of Fire adding in a little bit more damage onto that Torrent Chieftain. Torrent Chieftain does still have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as Spellbreakers are getting taken down. 49 supply compared to 46. Both sides very even. Kodo Beast, well, one breaker in the belly. 46 supply compared to 52. Orc units do generally have large amounts of hit point even without healing provided to them. They are difficult to take out. Coupled with the water elementals constantly being purged and Scroll of Speed counteracting the sorceress's slow, allowing the orc units to get in on that distance, get in from that distance. The ensnares still causing problems there as the Archmage now leads the charge back off to the north. May try to pick up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and maybe a Scroll of Healing for the rest of that army. No, just a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Brewmaster having a Sobi Mask and that Potion of Mana. You can see how much mana that Brewmaster is regenerating when that Archmage is in fact nearby. Tome of Retraining. We are now going to be going into Blizzard instead. All right, retraining to Blizzard. Now the Raiders with Ensnare are going to be coming into play even further as we're going to be going into an engagement. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. There's an Ensnare 1, Snare 2, and now there is the Blizzard, and suddenly, well, the Raiders need to get within Ensnare range on the Archmage as the Sorceress gets taken down there. All right, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Panda could be in a lot of trouble here. Potion of Invisibility used right there. Archmage continuing to battle out. There's a Stomp there as the Archmage now in trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used. Breath of Fire coming back the other way, trying to add in more damage. Kodo Beast coming back across. There's the Ensnare onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, all on cooldown. Drunken Brawler, Torrent Chieftain is going to finish off the Brewmaster. Gets one last Breath of Fire, but the Torrent Chieftain is now at level 5. Level 5 Torrent Chieftain coupled with level 5 Farseer. Panda taking down Archmage, now sitting at level 5 there as the units are looking to retreat back, and there is the GG. Sok just trading efficiently against FoCuS, but it always seemed like FoCuS was doing the stronger plays and was eventually going to come out ahead. Let me know what you guys thought of that game in the comments below, and you'll see me next time.